Good evening, all of you. Let us start our preparations for UGC NET 2025 June session. I have already put some videos for UGC NET paper 1, but regarding the numerical aptitude, there are various sessions which need to be addressed. So today we will be looking at the ratio portions. So I hope the already published videos of UGC NET paper 1 are very useful to you, and in fact my daughter got UGC NET education by studying my videos on paper 1. So she is preparing for JRF for the next session, that is the June session. So in fact, the numerical aptitude problems are not easy ones. We need to address each and every question, then only we will be able to try out the questions in a very meaningful manner, because the time frame is very short, as you all know. So we will be looking at the portions and also the previous year questions. So we will start with the ratio portion. Of course, it is very easy once you know what is a ratio. So let us look at the first slide. So what does a simple ratio mean? So ratio is expressed as 3:5 is to the notation, the colon is used as notation, is to 5. That is called as a ratio. And when we write a ratio in the form 3:5, it means that we can represent it as 3 parts in 5 parts, or 3 parts per 5 parts, or in mathematical form it can be represented as 3/5. You can also express it as 300 by 500, like that. Anyway, the ratio just means that it is a part of one in the other part. So 3:5 means 3/5. Okay, so let us start doing the questions. So let us see the first question, that is UGC NET 2019 question. Find the combined ratio of 5:6, 7:9 and 10:11. So the answers are given here, A, B, C and D are given. This was a UGC NET 2019 question. Okay, so when a ratio of this form is given, as you all know, it can be represented as 5/6, 7/9, 10/11. So you are asked to find out the combined ratio. Combined ratio is expressed as one ratio multiplied by the second ratio, similarly the third ratio. So here we are given 3 ratios. So the combined ratio will be 5/6 into 7/9 into 10/11. So as you can see, this is a very easy question which was asked for 2019. So the answer will be 5/6 into 7/9 into 10/11. So any ratio can be represented in a division format. So the combined ratio will be 350 by 594. So that is the answer. This comes out as, if you look at the answer, the answer will be B. So the answer is B. Okay, so combined ratios are expressed in terms of each ratio in a division format multiplied by the second ratio and the third ratio. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next one, if x is to y is equal to 4:5, find the value of 5x minus 3y into 6x minus 3y. So this was asked for 2021 examination. So the value of x is to y is given as 4:5. That means x can be taken as value 4 and y can be taken as value 5. So when you are asked this type of a question, find the value of 5x minus 3y is to 6x plus 3y. Instead of x we need to substitute the value of 4, and instead of y we need to substitute the value of 5. So this was asked for the 2021 examination. You are given several ratios are given here. So the answer would be to express x as 4 and y as 5. So here you can see 5x minus 3y. You put the value of x as 4 and y as equal to 5 in each of these cases. So 20 minus 15, 5 into 4 will be 20, 3 into y substitute as 5, 20 minus 15 is to 24 minus 15. So x has to be given value of 4 and y has to be given value of 5. So the answer is 5 is to 39. I hope it is clear to all of you. So in the ratio format you can express a is to b is equal to 3 is to 4. That means a is given as value 3 and b is given as value 4, just like that. So here x is to y is given as 4 is to 5, and you have to find the value of a ratio. 5x minus 3y is to 6x plus 3y. So you substitute the value of x as 4 and y as 5, and here the ratios are given. The answer is obviously 5 is to 39. So the answer is C. That is clear, no? Yes. So simple question, but you have to logically express it. Then how much will less each terms of 17 is to 19 will be 5 is to 7. So how much number has to be subtracted from 17 is to 19 so that the ratio will become 5 is to 7? That is the question asked for 2022. This is actually a very tricky question, but the answer is very simple. See, for certain questions we need not have to do lot of calculations. We just need to just think a bit, and then it will be very easy for you. So if you look at the questions, 17 is to 19, how much has to be subtracted so that it will be 5 is to 7? So if you look at 17 and 5, 17 minus 12 will be 5. Similarly, if you look at 19 and 7, the value that has to be subtracted is 12, isn't it? So 12 has to be subtracted so that 19 becomes 7. So the answer can be found out straight away without any calculations. So you can see the answer C, that is 12. So in some questions people might think it is complex, but it might be very tricky, so that the answer can be known easily. So 12 is the answer, because 12 subtracted from 17 will be 5, and similarly from 19 if you subtract 12 it will be 7. See, this was asked for 2022 examination. So the answer is obviously C, that is 12. So it is got by just subtracting 12. Answer is C. Okay, next one. How much will be decreased to each of the terms in the ratio 8 of 16 is to 19 so that it will be 7 is to 5? This was asked for 2022 examination. So here if you look at the same principle in which you need to subtract, you can see that the two numbers are slightly different, isn't it? So you can see you cannot just immediately subtract and get the values like that. So you are given initial ratio as equal to 16 is to 19. Okay, the second ratio after decrease is given as 7 is to 6. So what we need to do is, in the question it is given that how much has to be decreased, isn't it, in each of the terms of 16 is to 19 so that it will be 7 is to 6. So the initial ratio is given as 16 is to 19 and the ratio after the decrease is given as 7 is to 6. So what we need to look at here, you cannot simply subtract and find out that 16 minus some number is 7 and 19 minus some number is 6 is not given as straightforward. So what we need to do is you subtract number x from each of the terms, so that you get the final answer. So you know that any number can be expressed as a ratio. 16:19 means 16 by 19, isn't it? So you are subtracting some number x. 16 minus x divided by 19 minus x is equal to 7 by 6. 7 divided by 6. So you can cross multiply and you can get 96 minus 6x is 133 minus 7x, or 7x minus 6x is x is equal to 37. So the required number, how much has to be subtracted is, the required number, it is 37. So the answer is D. So you cannot expect straightforward type of answers. Just by subtracting a number you get the required answer. So in some cases the answer has to be solved in the numerical form itself. So 16 minus x divided by 19 minus x is equal to 7 by 6. And you cross multiply, you get the answer as x is equal to 37. Okay. In a similar manner, another question was asked in 2020 examination. How much will add to each of the terms of 3:5 so that it will be 2:3? So here you cannot add some terms and get straightforward 2:3. So the numerical way has to be adopted. So let us say x is added to each of the ratios. So in a similar manner, in the earlier question it was a decrease, so the amount was decreased as x. Here x has to be added. So 3 plus x divided by 5 plus x is equal to 5 by 6. Ratio is 5 by 6. So you cross multiply, 6 into 3 plus x equals 5 into 5 plus x, or 18 plus 6x is 25 plus 5x. 6x minus 5x is x is equal to 7. So 7 has to be added to each of the terms of 3:5 to make it 5:6. So the answer will be B. So now you know how you can represent a decrease or an increase and find out which number has to be added. So if it is added, you need to add the number x. If it is subtract, you need to subtract the number x. Now let us see another question. This is asked for UGC NET 2021, that is 25% of a number is the same as 20% of another number. Find the ratio between the two numbers. So here it is given that 25% of some number is equal to or is the same as 20% of another number. So you have to find out the ratio between the two numbers. So ratios are given. Let us see how we can do. So it is given 25% of a 25% means 25 by 100 into x is some number, is equal to 20%, 20 by 100 into y. So you are getting 100 on both sides, you can cancel 100. So 25x is equal to 20y, or x by y is actually ratio, no? X by y is 20 by 25 or 4 by 5, or you can say x is to y is 4:5. So in a simple manner you have got the answer. So the answer will be B, 4:5. I hope it is clear to all of you. So this is how we can tackle the ratio questions. Now let us see the next question. If A is to B is 3:4 and B is to C is 2:5, find the ratio of A is to B is to C. This was asked for 2021 examination. Okay, so you can see A is to B is 2:3 and B is to C is 4:5. So you need to make all the ratios in a similar manner. Okay, so how can you make all of these in a similar manner? You multiply the first ratio, A is to B is 2:3 by 4. If you multiply 4 into 2, it is 8. Here also if you multiply B is to C, you multiply the second equation by 3, then you get how much? 8 is to that is 12. 5 you multiply by 3, you get 15, isn't it? So A is to B is to C will be 8 is to 12 is to 15. So what we are making here is, if you look at the ratio B, when we multiply 3 into 4 you get 12. Here also 4 into 3 you get 12. So B ratios are getting similar here. Thereby you can correctly say A is to B is to C, because B value is the same in both the cases. So multiply in a suitable manner. The first equation is multiplied by 4, second equation is multiplied by 3, so that one of the values in the ratio or the middle term B is made common, or the value is same. So A is to B is to C will be 8 is to 12 is to 15. So the answer will be 8 is to 12 is to 15. That is A answer. So that is a simple one. Next one has been asked for 2023 examination. So it is given A is to B is 7 is to 9 and B is to C is 15 is to 7. What is A is to C? So here there is no B. You are asked only A is to C. So A is to B will be 7 is to 9, B is to C is 15 is to 7. So when we want A is to C alone, you know that A is to C ratio is A is to B into B is to C, because it is A by C. A is to C is A by C is A by B into B by C. So B and B will cancel out. You get A by C, which is actually A is to C. So A is to C will be A by B will be 7 by 9 into 15 by 7. So that will be A is to C is 15 by 9 or 5 by 3. Therefore the answer is A is to C is 5 is to 3. The correct answer will be option 1. These are questions 5 is to 3. So that is the first option, that is the answer. So these are the questions that, which are based on simple ratios. There are complicated ones also. First we shall look at the simple ones that has been described in this video, and please look at these questions and try to answer them, and then the complicated ones will follow. I hope it is clear to all of you. So we will see with the second video of ratios very soon. Thank you.